play the show. Yeah, play the Tammy and Wanda show. Tammy and Wanda show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Ooh.
Oh, who is that?
I know. Who is that?
Well, let's introduce ourselves. This is Wanda.
I'm Tammy.
And I'm Stanley.
Oh, the tea has gotten better this episode. That would be Stanley, our fantastic special guest that we were introducing from our last episode. Isn't that right, Tammy?
Sure is. And where are you coming from today, Stanley? Didn't you have some big outing this morning?
Yes, as I am a 60-year-old retiree, I was just golfing.
Oh.
But I am happy to be here visiting my wife's mimosa buddies.
Oh, that's right.
Their
That's what we are.
podcast. So, very excited.
Oh, I love your wife. She definitely
Yes, my
hits up the mimosas.
my female wife of 30 years.
That would be right.
And tell the viewers what her lovely name is. The viewers. Why did I call them viewers if they're listening?
Well,
Weird.
eventually we will be on YouTube in our forms, our humanly forms. That's what we look like.
I bet it's today's topic. Save the drama for TV.
Oh, yeah. That's why we said viewers and not listeners. But your wife, Martha, she definitely loves her mimosas.
Yes, Martha, definitely my wife's name. She does like to watch lots of TV. I, mostly stick to hardware shows on PBS and, of course, other manly things like golf.
Right. Which is where you came from earlier today.
Yep.
So,
I mean, my ex-husband, he was definitely into golf, let me tell you. He liked hitting those balls around a lot.
Oh, yes.
hubby likes to go. He usually takes my dad out and they hit a couple balls.
I like that. I really want to go sometime to go golfing and hit some balls around because I enjoy hitting the balls every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I like washing them too, like putting them in those.
Oh,
like,
the
washer
soap
bags.
dispenser thing? Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
that's lots of fun. And there's a lot of up and down motions that are involved. Splish, splash.
So what were you guys watching last night making such a ruckus at the mimosa party?
Jar. Me and Martha, we were watching Married to Medicine on Bravo.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, my gravy. You probably watch a lot of it, Stanley.
Oh, yes. I walk in on my wife watching it all the time.
I bet you do.
I have not seen a single episode, but I am familiar with it.
That's great.
That's because Martha's kinder than I am. I would just be like, sit down, you're watching this.
Oh, yeah, I know. My husband, he never really liked it. I always would pull him in and have him sit down. He's like, I don't understand why we're watching this. And I'm like, well, then get out. Okay, get out.
Husbands.
Oh, husbands. That's why I don't have any. I am up for the market, ladies and gentlemen. Up for the market.
So if you're watching Married to Medicine, who's our favorite character on that show?
I'm going to have to say Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone.
Same.
If any of our listeners watch some drama TV, because, I mean, who doesn't like a little bit of tea and drama, not in their own lives, but someone else's lives? That's what I'm all about. That is one show that I really enjoy.
And it feels like every episode of shows similar to that one, and specifically that one, is you're watching a downfall of somebody or somebody's life completely implode from the inside out. And you go, oh. So they're kind of their own worst enemy on shows like that. And it doesn't even matter who the other characters are.
Oh, yeah. You're just like, wow, at least my life isn't as horrible as theirs. That's where I go down that road, that path.
Where do you think this weird obsession that us as a country have come up with these like weird dramatic television shows? Is it?
I think we all want a little more excitement in our lives. We live vicariously through them, especially the Kardashians.
Yes.
Who, of course, I've never watched a single episode of, but
that is kind of the appeal.
I have been told.
I couldn't agree with you more, Stanley. Martha is very into it. very much into the Kardashians. I, for one, do not like watching that show. I'm not really a fan of the Kardashians. To any of our listeners, if you are, fantastic. But it's just not one of my shows, but I'm definitely a Real Housewives fan.
Oh, and they have so many of those connotations of the Real Housewives shows, too. You've got, the OC, Dallas. Is Dallas still a thing?
Yep, Dallas is a thing. They actually have a new season out, too.
Then they were doing
Potomac.
Wasn't there one of the Pacific Northwest? Weren't they going to do one in like Portland or Seattle or something?
I think so. There's the Salt Lake City one. That was a new one.
And of course, New York and Beverly Hills.
New York, Beverly Hills, Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta's the best one.
Oh, by far the best one out of the series. So any of our listeners, if you'd like to chime in and tell us what your favorite Real Housewives, if you watch it, if it's a guilty pleasure, it's okay. This is a judge-free zone.
Or where would you like to see a Real Housewives of that they haven't done?
Oh, like
Ooh,
what city?
Yeah,
that's
where
a good
haven't
one,
we
Stanley.
gone yet? Thank you.
You know, I bet that is just something that you would definitely get into. I know that Martha really wants you to get into the Real Housewives.
I know. I there's no cities that I've ever been to that I can really relate to.
They should come up with a Real Housewives of Colorado.
That would be a good one.
Oh, and then, kind of discuss legalizing weed and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Out
That
there
would be a great
interesting
one.
twist.
By far the best one. That would be a really good one. Or the Real Housewives of Ohio.
Right.
Would anyone else like to see that show?
If they did Ohio, we'd have to, or even Pennsylvania, we'd have to have an Amish wife in there for it to be accurate.
The Real Housewives of Stark County. That's what I want to see.
That's what Wanda would be on, okay?
Jackson.
Oh, the Jackson wives would be perfect
Ooh,
for that show.
The Real Housewives of Jackson Township.
Oh, they'd be great.
Getting in fights. Going to Bueller's.
Going to spin class at the Y.
Oh, because the Y is where it's at in Ohio.
I gotta tell you, as a mom that's taking exercise classes to better herself, I don't go to the Y anymore in Jackson Township because those women, they're like cookie cutter Stepford wives. They're so perfect and adorable. And I remember taking, a few weeks ago, I took a Zumba class there.
Oh.
And we all know, we discussed, after you have kids, you kind of gain a little bit of weight that sometimes is harder to lose than other pounds. But you're back there and I'm sweating like a pig, bright red in the face in the middle of the class. And the one girl, we took a break for some water and things in the middle of the class. And the girl in the front that was right behind the instructor wasn't even breaking a sweat.
Oh my God.
And her perfect blonde hair wasn't even like moved.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going, how?
Listen, my hair would be up in a messy bun. My makeup, I wouldn't even have makeup on. I would just be glistening enough sweat to look like I had a honeydew look on my face. Dying. Boobs would be flying one direction, my belly would be flying another direction, and my ass would hit the person behind us. That's what would happen to me at a Zumba class. My hips don't lie.
Well, that's...
Talk to my ex-husband.
I feel like that would be most people at the gym.
It is,
I don't understand the idea of getting, all dolled up to go to the gym. The idea is you're going to look a wreck afterwards, right?
Right? I believe that's why you're supposed to go, to make yourself look better. I don't see you looking like you just had, a $50 facelift, and then you come out looking like Yosemite Sam.
Right. Well, because eyeliner and mascara, anytime you're sweating, it goes everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Even if you're just outside for
I remember one time I was doing a spin class. I came out of spin class. People kind of was giving me this side-eye look. But when I got home, my kids go, "Mom, why do you look like a raccoon?"
Now.
What? What? Look in the mirror and oh my God. It was all over the place.
So, do you guys actually feel pressure to, look good at the gym? Is it... Because as a guy, I don't think I've ever actually felt pressure to, or, cared how I looked at the gym. The only time would be, going over to the weight area. I don't go over there.
See, it's really hard because I used to go to Planet Fitness, not sponsored. If you want to sponsor us, that'd be awesome, and I would love a free membership. Wink, wink. I just winked. And going there, getting so many side eyes, and you know that you're not being pressured. You're in a judge-free zone, but just getting the side eyes, and having them in sports bras. Well, if I take my shirt off and just have my sports bra on, I mean, it does not look like I came from a stripper club.
And I don't know about you, but it's like, if I'm going to sweat like that, I'm going to shower when I get home. So, like, why would I even bother wasting the makeup?
Right?
To go to the gym? But there is some level of pressure when you are, heavier than you'd like to be as a woman at the gym. And the skinny Stepford wife type girls that go there, they're barely breaking a sweat on their machine, and they look over and you can just feel like, do a few more reps, fat bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coming from their brains directed at you, whether that's actually what they're thinking or not.
Yeah. And it's just it takes me back to how we body image ourselves, and it's like, oh well, if I lose about 50 more pounds, I'd have my abs. I know my abs are there, but it's behind a round of flubber.
I think a lot of that's self-imposed too. Where
I'm
just thinking anything bad.
Because, like, probably, I don't think anyone's actually watching me. If I were to go lift weights at the gym, no one's actually watching me. But I'm thinking, like, all these guys are looking at me like, oh, look at his, like, form. He's not doing that right.
Wow, Stanley, you got those 5 pounds over there, and you're really grunting.
Like, what else do you expect of a 60-year-old retiree? I mean...
You're not like 22
I'm
and
not
over there...
a 30-year-old millennial.
Yeah.
I get that. You should just see me. I'm strutting on the treadmill, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking good. And of course, you think this is water? No, it's vodka.
It's always got to be vodka if you're going to the gym.
It's vodka for the gym, because you just sweat more. And then... they smell the booze, and they're just like, wow, we're at a rave.
And it helps with the muscle soreness, too, the next day.
It does, because you don't feel a thing.
You're too hungover to care that your muscles hurt the next day.
That's how I work out.
Do you think that's how they work out on that show, The Circle? Because I know they have that, thing downstairs where... Do they, schedule people for the gym? Because I've wondered that.
I think first I thought they all had their
own personal gyms.
But I think they all go to the same gym, the designated gym.
Like the hot tub on the roof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Or the yoga studio.
And for those of you that don't watch The Circle, you should. You're missing out.
Netflix.
But, yes, it's on Netflix, and the whole premise is they all are in their own apartments, and they don't see each other in person the whole show. And it's basically a testament to social media and whether or not you could be catfished easily.
Oh, let me tell you, I do a lot of catfishing myself. And I get a lot of catfishes myself, as you all know, the divorcee in the group. I have caught a lot of catfishes.
And for those viewers or listeners in this case that don't know what catfishing is, it's when you purport yourself to be somebody that you aren't. So a lot of times you see men pretending to be women on this show, or older men in the second season pretending to be younger men.
Or having younger men who are being grandpas, or women who are being grandmas. I know I am watching the UK version, and there was a grandson who was playing his grandma.
Oh.
Yeah, he got very far.
I need to be watching those next once we finish season 2.
The UK version is miles above the US version.
Really?
Yes. They add more twists. They bring in personalities from their news channel to catfish as some 20-year-old lady. And this last one they almost made it like a game of Mafia where you're looking for whoever's the secret killer or whatever.
Right.
They had someone get knocked off, but then they secretly brought them back as a clone of another person that was a player, and they had to the other people had to figure out who the real person was that they had been talking to this whole time.
Wow.
And the poor girl who they cloned was trying to convince herself that she was herself.
Oh,
literally.
She's like, I'm the real me.
Literally looking in the mirror and going, I am the OG Tally. I am the OG Tally.
So it sounds like they're more hardcore and a little bit more, not mean, but out there
Yes.
with their...
Because the Circle US version is very... I don't know about the second season because I haven't seen it yet, but the first season is very, like, heartfelt. It's very wholesome.
Yeah.
Like, everyone gets along so well. I was not expecting, like, Joey to be
Yes.
such a nice guy. I'm so used to, like, Jersey Shore.
Yes,
And-
because they were all assholes on Jersey Shore.
And he's got that Jersey Shore energy, but it's just, like, all wholesome bro energy.
And
and he was the most supportive person on that whole season.
The most supportive, and I think that's where a lot of our society has really stigmatized certain people.
Yes.
Like, how many housewives out there look like they have just come from a Botox session.
Real Housewives Barbies, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of housewives out there who are like, they look absolutely like messy bun, Starbucks in their slippers going, I don't know how I fucking do it. I don't even understand.
See, that's what an actual Real Housewife is like, since we were both one at some point.
Yes.
You know, you wear slippers, you're not wearing makeup, sometimes you don't even smell the
Oh,
best.
God, I wore a muumuu all the time, and if you don't know what a muumuu is, go check it. Go Google it.
Google it. Moo moo.
Muumuu. It's just a sheet over your body, and I would stand in the front yard and yell, Timmy, get your ass back in the house right now.
And the neighbors all knew your voice and the color of that muumuu, I would have bet.
Oh, they did. It was leopard print.
Leopard print muumuus.
Oh, leopard
That's
print.
I didn't know they made those.
Oh, they do, honey. Oh, they do. Talk to Martha. I got her hooked up with one.
How do I not know that Martha has a muumuu? How have I never seen this?
Maybe she wears it when you're at work. Oh, wait, you're retired.
I am retired.
I always forget that.
I know, me too.
I know. We've known him for so many years, and him working all the time.
Right.
Now it's just a strange thing. Hearing that you are retired.
I know. It is very odd hearing that I'm retired.
Do you know who I hope never retires? RuPaul.
Ruru! Shout out
Yes.
to Ruru. We love you, boo boo.
Oh, we all love you. Your show's awesome.
Oh, that show is amazing, and I would forever love to be a drag queen. I don't want to be a drag king.
You could be a drag queen, honestly.
As a woman? Is that allowed?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, as of right now, I'm kind of looking like one. Wig, hair, everything. I'm good.
The roles have changed somewhat over the years, at least as far as RuPaul's Drag Race, where it's no longer just like a gay man dressing as a woman. Now there's like more fluidity. So, is that a word, fluidity?
Yes.
It sounded good.
It sounds like it. We're going to put it in the dictionary.
As long you could just be yourself out of drag, and then you put like the drag makeup on, and then get this crazy persona, and then you're suddenly in drag.
Well, you know, I do that all the time when I leave my door. I walk out my door and I'm a different person.
All depends on the wig and the makeup that day, right?
The time and day and what drink I have in my hand.
Absolutely. So, my favorite thing about RuPaul's Drag Race is the guest hosts.
Yes.
And my favorite guest host thus far has been Rachel Bloom. If you guys don't know her, she was on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend as the star and one of the writers and producers of all the music and dialogue,
She was in Trolls 2.
She was in the World Tour.
Wasn't she the bad guy in Trolls 2?
Your grandkids. You have no grandkids. My grandkids.
I mean, my nieces love that.
Yes, your grandnieces. That's what I meant to say, because you and your wife do not have any children.
Yes, we do not have children. But I have seen Trolls 2, and I know who Rachel Bloom is.
Yes.
She was on the episode with Jeff Goldblum, right? Or no? Am I thinking of something else? Am I thinking of a different person?
She might have been. My brain is failing me today, but she was...
My Alzheimer's are kicking in very badly today.
What's great about her is she's done some really offensive stuff in her solo career, and if you guys have not heard her solo album, I would highly recommend it if you like dark humor.
I love her humor.
Yeah, or check out Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which was fabulous. We love Rachel.
Give us a shout out.
But we follow her on lots of media, and she makes some really great videos on both TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. But if anyone has watched RuPaul's recent season 13, there was a transgender drag queen.
Oh, wow.
Got Mick. a shout out to you, you beautiful woman, person, just all around. It was amazing. Like,
That's so progressive.
it is. It's very progressive, and I was just so happy to see someone who is trans, someone who is coming from being known as a female to a him, and then wanted to continue on, like, doing a career as a drag queen.
Which somebody who used to be a female would know a lot more about makeup than somebody that has to learn on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
it was...
Gottmik is I think Gottmik is a pretty well-known makeup artist in, like, the celebrity world, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he did, like, Paris Hilton, like, her makeup.
Yep, and actually got a shout out from Paris Hilton on the finale, which was amazing.
I haven't watched that one yet, so don't spoil it for me.
Oh,
Okay.
there won't be any spoilers
Okay,
here.
then
Wink,
we
wink.
won't.
Again, I winked.
Spoiler-free zone. So, I don't know. Do you guys have a favorite reality television show? Is it RuPaul?
For me right now, it's got to be The Circle. Just because it is, like, the perfect combo of reality competition plus drama plus, like, social experiment. It is, like, everything.
It is totally a social experiment.
Yes.
And people don't realize if you don't watch it, they're looking at kind of almost the effects of social media on personal lives. That's kind of the twist, at least I take from it, is what is that doing to our society as a whole? Social media, and you're alone when you're on social media scrolling through. So it's kind of a testament to that.
It's an eye-opening experience, and of course in college I loved taking sociology.
Mm-hmm.
So of course doing social experiments like this show was amazing and definitely in my wheelhouse that I would love to do, because you never realize how savage someone could be outside of messaging. And of course, you know, like on our last episode when we were talking about the teacher and the text messaging, when we text, there's no emotional response behind it. So when I text anybody, I try to put like an emoji with it, so then they know I'm laughing about it. Or, you know, doing that LOL thing that the kids are doing. I like to use ha ha ha. You know, all those stupid little things.
I overuse smiley faces and exclamation points.
I always have to add haha so that you know that I am, like, cheerful. Because if I don't, I feel like it's just very straightforward. Like, I'm just making a statement. So I just have to be like,
I feel like you're not happy to hear from me, or are you? Oh, you are. Okay.
And I think that's how in today's society a lot of people are getting into these arguments that are unnecessary, is because of that. Is a lot of us prefer text. I know I do, because if you call me, I don't really want to talk on the phone.
I do now, because I'm not a fan of talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Anybody who's talked to me on the phone knows how very sarcastic I get on the phone. Like John Proctor, he knew I was getting very...
Oh, we have a friend who has this husband who is just like...
Oh, John.
The most straight-laced dude, and he's very overwhelming to be around or speak to, so...
Oh, quite. And, of course, when I'm being sarcastic, he can't read the room correctly.
It goes over his head so fast.
So then
he would be a funny person to be on The Circle as himself.
That would be a great one.
Because no one, you know how they have the people that are too sweet that they never believe are actually like that?
Yes.
He would be that person.
Yes. Oh. And then The Circle, like the host is like, hello there, John Proctor. We want you to be kinky.
Oh, I don't think he could do that.
His type of kink would be, let me see your ankle.
Oh, a knee. I'm going to pass out now. Faint.
The more you're describing this John Proctor, the more I'm just picturing the character from The Crucible, John Proctor.
Yeah.
Especially with the ankle thing.
Oh, well, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's just how John is.
Has he ever been accused of being a witch?
I can neither confirm nor deny this, Stanley.
Okay.
I mean, I would.
You're
call
taking
him a
me
witch,
back.
but,
You're taking me back to the old days when I walked with dinosaurs.
How old are you?
I wonder that every day.
Do you remember the Salem witch trials?
I vary. Depends on how drunk I am. And today I am feeling quite in the hundreds.
Or was it in a past life that you were a Salem witch?
Oh, let me tell you, my sidekick. What's her face? I can't remember her face right now. But she told me I lived in the Salem witch trials back in the day. Of course, you know all I'm lying.
Agatha Harkness?
Were you Agatha Harkness?
It was Agatha all along.
I knew it.
Yes. That explains the wig.
You're welcome.
sure.
You're welcome. I am flipping my hair back and forth right now.
All right, Willow Smith, calm down.
I whip my hair back and forth. Ow, I just give myself whiplash. Ah.
That didn't even look fun.
It didn't. It didn't.
look
Don't
fun.
watch me twerk. Don't watch me.
Ew, are the kids still twerking these days? Is that still a thing?
I thought it was just working your butt, but...
I feel like they've gotten more advanced
That's
now with
why.
the TikTok dances,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I
Oh.
don't, of course, know much about TikTok as a 60-year-old retiree, but in theory, if I did, I know that they have a
So
lot
you were-
of very sort of elaborate TikTok dances now.
Like catching
Compared
that
to like
low...
when we were kids and everybody was
What do
like...
Stanley.
You just grinded? Is that a
grinded?
Yes.
It's a new word in our dictionary.
Grinded.
Grinded.
I mean, not when we were kids, obviously, because we're, of course, much older. But kids
I
that
used to
grew
do
up
the-
in the 90s and the 2000s were grinding and all that.
Yes. The 90s. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've occasionally snuck out to go to clubs as a young child.
Do you remember they used to have all those great clubs up in Akron?
Oh my gosh, remember the one in Canton where the underage kids could go to?
Yes. I think I went to that one.
I've went to that one a couple
Was
of
that
times.
the one with the fireplace?
Yes.
That you could dance on?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's where it's in that plaza. It's in that plaza where Closed Mentor is.
Oh,
In that plaza.
yeah.
In that plaza by the Thursday Plaza? No.
I think it is
So it was
Thursdays.
like a teen dance club over there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we in Canal Fulton used to have a teen dance club right next to the Giant Eagle.
Ah, yes.
And it's
yes.
been abandoned for about probably 20 years now, and nothing else has gone in there since. It's still there.
I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that is called It Is Haunted. I repeat, haunted.
I bet it is haunted.
by Agatha.
By the ghosts of children past.
All the teens that were left behind in that club. Oh, the drama.
Oh, the teens.
Oh, now the one person that we do need to call is Zach Bagans.
Oh, yes.
Ghost
Getting
Adventures.
back
Love
to TV. Getting back to TV and drama.
He's
Let's talk
so
about
dramatic.
Ghost Adventures.
Quite dramatic. I love it. Now, if you listen to this very closely, this ghost said,
And then it's got
I'm here.
Give you a caption
The
just so
caption's
that you
always
can
way off.
understand what this random static you're listening to is.
As you know, all the windows and doors were shut during this time. So there is no rhyme or reason why would not have happened.
it's never a clear anything, and he always thinks, does it say, it's going to kill me today? Is that what it said?
Oh, it said Zach! You heard that!
And then he screams. and
Billy,
runs.
did you just hit me?
You can scratch me! I'm a man! I can take it!
Oh, look at my cross! They just did an upside down scratch down my cross! Sorry, Zach, but you're fucking hilarious and I enjoy making fun of you, so fight me!
My favorite Zach Bagans moment is when they went into a sewer that was filled with water and they were trying to explain that this thing was haunted and they found a bone and they're like, what could this bone possibly be from? Then they realized it was a possum bone and then they tried to make it spooky as if a possum couldn't have just gone down there and drowned.
How could
In
a
the sewer of
possum...
all places.
Because we all know that possums have the greatest survival skills and never die.
they never run out of
prematurely.
in front of cars or anything.
There is no way. It had to have been a ghost that killed this possum in the water.
It had to have been a ghost holding this possum down, for there is no way for this possum to get out of this pool of water.
Why am I thinking of Joey Tribbiani when he's like, "Oh no, a ghost!" in the back of my head on the game show? That's
yes.
exactly what that reminds me of.
Oh my god, it is just it's hilarious. And I love it. I don't know why. It's something that is stupid. It doesn't have to make over sense. The top. It doesn't have to make sense at all. So all of these shows just have no sense nor purpose. And it makes me go to a different place and forget about all my woes and all of my problems. And I can just watch people hit each other with glasses.
Get scared in the dark.
Or get scared in the dark. And get a random scratch, which could have happened anywhere in the dark.
Because you're, in the dark.
In the dark.
In a dark basement.
Ah, just like the Fall Out Boy
song. How did I get this injury?
In the dark. Fall Out Boy is in the background just going, it's because you're in the dark.
Oh my gosh. So basically, the whole point of all of these shows is to make us as human beings feel better about our own lives.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it just makes me feel so much better about where I'm at in my life.
And honestly, compared to some of these women on some of these shows, I'm always like, you know what? I'm kind of thankful for hubby and the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is, wow, I don't have these problems, thank God.
When you hear, Brian! 50 million times, because it's how they edited the video to put on TV to make it sound more annoying. So of course when they do their talkbacks after the season's over, they're like, oh, they just put me in the worst light ever.
And you wonder, is that true?
I don't sound like that all the time.
Or are they really that annoying and it's just they're blaming editing? We don't know.
Right? And then you see the other co-hosts just rolling their eyes as much as they possibly can, that they start rolling down the aisle.
Do you think the TV editors have their ears ever bleed after they've had to hear a clip a certain amount of times?
Oh, I'm certain they do. At this point, they're just like, yeah, that looks good. Fuck it. Let's just put it on TV.
I'm tired of hearing Vicky Gunvalson talk. Let's just roll it. Roll it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh, so true. So for you listeners, if you would like to, jump on our Facebook page and tell us what your favorite TV shows to watch that are mindless, brainless. Mind and brain are the same thing, Wanda.
Most of them are on Bravo or ETV, so,
Or the Travel Channel.
Oh, yeah, that's where the Ghost Adventures is.
Where Zach Bagans is. Ghosts have come to me all my life. Or VH1. Or RuPaul's Drag Race is.
Yes.
So if you would like to chime in and tell us what your mindless show is, we would love to hear from you. So what do you think? Are we done with this episode? Do you think?
I think we should say goodbye to our lovely listeners. We
Sounds
love
good.
you much. Mwah!
Mwah! I think Stanley really wants to go back to tea time.
See you next time, guys.
Bye!